Hey guys, how's it going? Mr. Biz, Ken Wentworth here. Just trying to get a little sun lighting in here. So today I want to talk to you guys real quick about, get this squared around. Look, we got a little sunshine up there. Can you see that? Yeah. Today I want to talk to you about budgeting. And again, a lot of people think that they don't need a budget, or again, I think maybe they're just intimidated by it, don't know how to create it, all that kind of stuff. And I did a video, I guess it's been maybe a week or two ago, about some of the important things to consider when you're budgeting, including seasonalities especially. But the question of why have a budget, what is it going to do for me? It's a big pain in the butt, et cetera, et cetera. And I should mention these are kind of things we cover in my program. It's a 5-week program. You get videos, you get live sessions with me. We talk about things like creating a budget, how to create a budget. You don't have to be a financial guru. Growing your revenue, improving your cash flow. Again, you can go out to MrBizProgram.com, check out all the topics we cover and all the good stuff that's in there. I promise you it'll be transformational for your business. But anyway, budgeting, why it's so important. So I could probably talk about this for, days, but I'll spare you the details and the boring details. The biggest pieces that a budget will do for you, the primary one that's most important, I think, is helping you make better decisions as far as where you're at during the year. How are you trending versus your goal? So for example, you want to make, you've got a goal of $5 million for the year of revenue, let's say, and you want to make $300,000 net income. How are you trending throughout the year? Are you where you need to be? Are you behind? Are you ahead? If you're ahead, why are you ahead? Because let's double down on what's working. If you're behind, what changes do we need to make to get back on track? Without having a budget and knowing exactly where you're at versus those annual goals of, say, like I said, $5 million in revenue, $300,000 in net income, you have no way of understanding where you're at in May, June, July, of exactly where you're at, especially with, as I mentioned in that previous video, the seasonality piece of it. So if your revenue is not flat throughout the year and it's just a straight 5 million divided by 12, and that's what you should expect. Most businesses don't have that luxury. Most businesses have some seasonality. Some have significant seasonality to where you might have several months of the year, for example, that you don't make any revenue. Well, of course, then you have to really double down and make extra money in the other months to get to your 5 million goal. So that's another thing that's really, really important. So you know exactly where you're at any given point during the year. Again, so you can make better financial decisions. Hey, I want to add, I've got a service business and I want to add 2 trucks to my fleet. Does that make sense, right? So you can say, oh, well, that means X amount of revenue, but can you afford it? Are you ahead of goals for the year? Or are you behind goals for the year? If you're ahead, hey, reinvest it back in the business potentially, right? It's a good opportunity to do exactly that. But if you don't know exactly where you're at that given time during the year, you're not going to understand. It provides accountability, right? So every month you're sitting down and you're reviewing this. And if you're sharing it with some of the folks on your team, it accounts accountability for them. It creates accountability for them, I should say. So your salespeople, obviously you're probably sitting down with them and talking about their goals and things like that, but tying it more into the holistic piece of the company and not just sales revenue, which obviously is an important piece of the puzzle, but it's not everything. The more you can have your employees thinking like owners, the better off you're going to be. Because then they're going to make decisions while they're out in the field, while they're talking to a customer, etc., that are congruent with the way you think as a business owner. And obviously that is critically important. So you got to have a budget. I literally, every single client I have, I require them to have a budget. We have to have a budget. It is just way too powerful of a tool to not have and not utilize. And again, there are ways to create a budget. You don't have to be a financial guru. You don't have to be, some crazy numbers nerd guy like me. You can just be a regular old person, create a budget, and then stick to that bad boy, right? So you know where you're at, like I said, throughout any given time in the month, throughout the year, et cetera, et cetera. So I think those are the basic pieces I wanted to impart on you. Again, I could talk about budgeting for days. I know I'd bore everyone to tears, but those are some of the things that making those better financial decisions, knowing exactly where you're at, if you're trending where you need to for your annual goals at any point during the year. 2 months through the year, it's difficult if you don't have a budget to know, are we trending good or are we not, right? Especially, again, as I mentioned, with that seasonality. So really important things. Again, cover stuff like this in our program, Pathway to More Profits. You can check that out at MrBizProgram.com. Love you guys watching. Appreciate the feedback. Don't hesitate to drop a comment, note. Let me know if you use a budget. Let me know what kind of results you've had with using a budget. Let me know about other topics you want me to cover. I guess that's about it for now. I'm going to enjoy a little of this sun we finally have here, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. See you guys.